This is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. Bright light, city lights, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. I just happen to come apart. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. I'm your host, Jeff J. Chrissy's here too, and we are here to recap Power Season 6, Episode 8, Deal with the Devil. Chrissy, where do we begin?
I feel like we should start with a prayer at this point because, listen.
Who you praying for? Who you going to pray for at this point?
I'm going to pray for the wrath of Tommy Egan. I'm going to pray for the people who step in that path. We all know he is a man of anger. So, I mean, we've been asking for this show to give us really, a good storyline, to connect the dots, to give us a reason to want to continue to watch, because these first few episodes were kind of lax, but starting last week and then this week's episode, man, oh man, like they have given us what we've wanted to see in Power, and I'm excited.
Yeah. And what I saw was a lot of converging storylines where everybody at this point, it's going to be a kill fest.
Oh my God, yes.
Because a bunch of characters are being pushed to the brink. And it's just... Yeah, this episode had a lot of action. It had a lot of developments, and this title, "Deal with the Devil," it's very appropriate because everybody's making arrangements and pacts and deals with people they normally wouldn't, and people that they know don't have their best interests at heart, but yet they are a means to an end. And we could even start with with Tate. my man Councilman Tate.
Oh man, that is good.
Let's just call it what it is. He got done dirty.
Yeah.
He got done big dirty.
It was bound to happen though. That? He ain't shit. So it's not like I'm sad about what happened to him. You know what I mean? Like, right. He did a lot of dirty stuff, and eventually it was gonna come to light. And it just so happened that it came to light in the form of, what was the white guy's name?
Derek,
yeah. I love that I can say what was the white guy's name in this show and you just know who it is. Because
right. Hey, awesome. Welcome to being a minority.
Yeah. So I was glad to see that he finally got his justice too. You know what I mean? Because he was fuming when he saw Tate with his wife. So it was good to kind of see his face when that mic went on. I thought that was a great way to get him, because you can't, he didn't break the contract. He did it himself out Tate. Tate did it himself.
Right. And you could tell with Ghost. So one of my questions is, was Ramona in on it? The thing with Ghost is he came in there with a plan. I feel like he knew that Tate didn't want to do stuff with the Queen's Child Project, didn't really want to play ball the way he wanted to play ball. So this was the final act where he brought Derek, said he wanted, he thought it would be good to have him there with the Queen's Child Project and all of that. Tate goes ballistic. Derek pays the sound guy money to turn on his mic, where Tate goes into a whole speech about not giving a fuck about crackers upstate. This bitch talking about his running mate, talking about nobody's gonna care about two niggas from the hood, trying to be reformed. He kept it a little too real, and it was when keeping it real went wrong, and it went completely wrong with him. So Ghost inevitably set him up for either a potential run as lieutenant governor for Walsh, his opponent, or to be on Tate's staff. And at that point, it was like Ghost was ready to be out.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's ready to be out for a while at this point. But the thing I have a question of is, how Tate said the QCP was no longer a thing?
Well, let's get to why that was the case.
Right.
He said that because the deal with Tate didn't want to drop out the race. So Ramona says, if you can smooth things over with Ghost, because Ghost apparently is great for the polls, right? He's the one that's energizing Tate's campaign with the viewers. So if he can make good with James, then there's still some hope for him. And Ghost was preoccupied with something we'll get to a little bit later. So he misses the photo op and everything. Press goes home. So that's why, out of retaliation, Tate deaded the funding for the Queen Child Project. Okay.
I was trying to figure that out because I was like, wait a minute. So with that happening, that wasn't Ghost's plan. You know what I mean? So now it's a matter of, is he still, I'm baffled by the fact that Ghost is going to put himself out there in the public and have a position of this stature. You know, I that just drives me, it makes my brain work because I'm like, bro, you have a lot on your name. Ramona may not know yet, but it's very easy for people to find out who he really is at this point. Like, and don't put it past Saxe to do something crazy. This man is nuts as it is.
Right.
So I just was shocked that James would even want to put himself out there in that fashion.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know, and we saw it in part of the episode when he was like, you don't even know who he is, right?
Right.
And I think she had said something like, I know he's good for votes, right? You think about the political world. There's not too many squeaky clean people. Everybody has a past. Everybody makes those deals with devils in order to get elected. And whether it's with special interest groups, lobbyists, big pharma, whoever, you make those deals, and everybody isn't of high moral character. In fact, certain people may be blatant about it, and it's evident that they are. And since America loves redemption stories, and they're with it because they want to see someone who could get into some shit like they do be able to succeed at the highest levels. But I don't even think Ghost is legitimately considering this lieutenant governor thing. I think it's all leverage. I honestly think it's all leverage.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Ramona really tries to get him to run. You can see the little, light in her eye when she's talking about him being in something. And I think a part of her, let's be very clear here. Ramona is in it for the dick at this point. All right. We all know it. We all here for it. Okay. Now I'm just saying she may try to also insert herself, no pun intended, into his life so that she could also get back into the political side of things and redeem her name as well. Because we all know that's why she joined Tate in the first place.
Right. And I could definitely see that. This could fall into Ghost's naive view of himself where he thinks he can actually rise above all of his criminal dealings in his past, criminal dealings in the present, and be able to make a complete clean name for himself without everything weighing him down. So I could see him being a lieutenant governor or whatever, or trying to say, I could do this, as if he's going to move to Albany. And that may be another way for him to escape, move to Albany with Ramona and just leave his family to do whatever it is they do. Who knows? Tate is I think he's once pinky toe away from crossing Ghost's new "I'm not killing anybody" line, because you could see Tate wants blood and Ghost wants blood with Tate. That whole tenuous relationship finally blew up in each other's face. So going forward, Tate is going to want to expose him for who he is, and Ghost is going to have to shut him up. So this is one way in which characters are colliding and on that collision course with with death and killing each other.
Well, Ghost hasn't been good at shutting anybody up this season, so I don't really know what he plans to do with Tate, but the offering of the money and this whole new Ghost persona, that's not going to shut Tate up. Tate be a man in his office, okay? Like, he about that life too. He just had a suit on. So let's see what Ghost does, but I'm not here for Ghost is going to do something that's going to, really affect Tate.
Right. Yeah, and we're getting to we're getting to the major intersection because there was a lot that went on in this episode and a lot of conversations that we've been having as fans, that we've had on the podcast, that's all come to a head in these episodes. So let's talk about Tariq. Let's talk about everybody, the internet's favorite boy, Tariq. Well, the fact that, in my opinion, he showed his smart side.
He's very smart.
He showed his smart side, and he's applying the lessons learned from his mom, from Tasha, to his day-to-day business or fledgling business, I should say. So we meet Radner, who's his new teacher at Bootleg Choate, right? The safety school, the Choate safety school, right? So you could see when it opened with them, where she said, no lying, no cheating, and no stealing. Those are the three main rules that she has if he wants to excel and really be the best at this. And she's actually teaching him the business. And Tasha has that background for teaching him the business because she was an accounting major. She was in finance or accounting in school, and she's been doing everything with money and cleaning and all of that. She gives him the weekly timesheet, so he has a reason to get money, which is wild. He basically has a job at her daycare, and she's breaking down the things that Tariq didn't see. All he saw was the selling and the making money, but the actual business.
Yeah, she's like, the money, this money got to go to this person. This got to go to your distro. This got to go to your people that are on the streets. This got to go to the person handling your money. Like, she really showed him, like, here's this huge stack of money, but none of it is going to you.
Right.
So this is why. And what got me was the part when he was like, Ghost, know you know how to cut a brick? She was like, who you think taught me? Right. Like, bruh, like, we don't, I think that, what I love about this relationship that I'm seeing from Tariq and Tasha is that they're really getting to know each other. Even though, that is her son, she's lost sight of who he was over the past few seasons. We know that. And you can see that they're forming a new bond. Wrong as it may be, Tariq is not lying. He's listening to her rules because he wants to learn. He's eager to learn, and he's not too good to learn. So I actually respect that about him, and he's doing things the right and smart way right now. Like, the way he handled his teacher was brilliant. Right. It was brilliant.
And I would say he's getting to know his mom because he didn't know who his mom was. He got to know a different version of his mom, which was the mom he thought was just a stay-at-home mom that took care of the kids and wasn't involved in nothing. Now he's learning about Tasha.
Yes.
He knew who mom was. Now he's learning about Tasha, where as kids, we can lose sight of the fact that our parents had whole-ass lives have whole-ass lives that doesn't include us. That they are individuals, they're people, they have a past, they have hobbies, they have loves, they have things that they dislike, and they have their own ambitions and dreams. And sometimes we don't learn about that, or we don't recognize it because we're so consumed with the parental figure persona.
I know one thing. First wives better not know how to cut no brick, child. Let me find out first wives know how to cut a brick.
Right. Just add to the list of accomplishments.
I will lose it.
But seriously, it's like knowing your parents as the superhero, but learning about their secret identity.
That's a good point.
That's exactly how it is with him and Tasha, and he's eliminating the mistakes that he would have made in the past. So, for example, he would have definitely had been walking around with the brick in school when Radner stopped him. Right.
Yep. I was shocked. I was actually surprised that he had nothing in his bag because Tariq of old, made these mistakes like you just said. So when he opened the bag, I was expecting him to find something. So I was really shocked. And again, it just goes to show you how Tasha is teaching him the smart side of the game. Like, it's amazing to me that we're seeing dumbass Tariq be so smart now, but the problem is his dumbassness is coming back to haunt him and he doesn't know it yet. You don't know it yet.
Well, he's going to find out pretty soon because a lot of this is coming right to that man's doorstep. All right.
Ghost
But I
knows,
do
yeah.
appreciate his ingenuity where he's really becoming that combo person of all the people in his life.
Yeah.
Whether he has, Ghost swag, Kanan's ingenuity. He in terms of Tommy, I'm waiting to see what he gets from Tommy, but he's gonna get that business sense from his mom, and maybe just that loyalty from that Tommy has. But
Family
all
is
those
everything.
figures in his life that have been pretty much guiding his journey. That's what he's doing right now.
And does that not make you a perfect, that makes him 10 times better than what Ghost was?
Right.
I would think,
right. And if he's going to be this better version, he's going to have to be able to leverage his schooling and his business sense and all of that and able to be the best educated drug dealer in the history of mankind. Let's see. Yo, your favorite guy, Cooper Saxe.
When this is not my favorite guy, I will not allow you to implicate me in this way. I can't stand that dude. Listen, when I said, what's the white guy's name? It was either going to be old dude or it was going to be Cooper Saxe. Like, this guy is nuts. But I did love that he went back to his old boss. What was her name?
Tamika Robinson.
Let me tell you something. Tamika had her wig on straight tonight, honey. Her hair was looking good.
Now, the glow up was immaculate. The glow up is definitely.
Oh my God. I was like, this is what happens when you don't have Cooper Saxe working for you.
And you don't got the stress of working for the U.S. government.
The stress was gone. She looked amazing. She had on that beautiful suit. I was like, yes, ma'am. But Cooper Saxe has dug himself in such a deep hole. I almost thought his end was coming.
We almost got it. We almost got it. But in a way, I feel like he has more to do. I feel like Cooper is going to get his redemption in some way with this show. I feel like he has to, now that he knows for sure that it was Tommy who killed Angela, I feel like he's going to find a way to redeem himself. It may not be through, he's lost his job now, but I feel like there's going to be something that we don't know yet. He's alive for a reason, and we're going to get to know why. Right. Well, we do know why, and we'll pull up to this, but just to set it up, just a couple of things from me. First, shout out to Tamika because she finally called out Saxe on what I've been saying for weeks is his unlimited, omnipotent white privilege.
Yes.
Where she even says it. She calls him out. She's the one who brings up the deal with the devil, where she basically says, yo, I know you've been in this group of you're the white male lawyers who you feel like you could get away with anything. Because once again, she calls out the fact that you blatantly told your boss all the illegal shit that you've been doing. Then you told him about the illegal shit that you did to try to rectify the illegal shit that you were doing. And you made a deal with him knowing that with all that information, you could still go down. And you thought you was going to be all right. If that ain't the epitome of white privilege, I don't know what is. That's like that type of you're so clueless as to what's going on. You're so oblivious. But then again, you act as though you're above it. You're above that. You don't even expect. You really rolled the dice. And now it's ill because she even spoke about it where she said, if you can't find a way to connect Tommy to Angela's murder, then it's not a matter of if. It's not a matter of if he's going to jail. It's a matter of where and how long.
I was like, yes, girl, preach it. And you can see Saxe's face like, damn, she just read my whole life here.
Yeah, because she's his defense attorney now. That's the wild thing. She's in defense now, and she's representing him. Yeah, so think about that. And it's almost like what we hear a lot of times, especially from black women. It's like black women try to tell you, and you didn't want to listen. So now I'm not only going to defend you, I'm going to tell you how to get your ass out of the problem that you have. So she basically said, yo, it's on you. one way or another. I'm just here to collect the check and make sure you're not going away for 20, 30, 40.
And he's definitely will, unless something else happens. But I mean, at this point, we're getting so many deaths. Who knows who's going to survive at the end of this thing? I don't know. Tommy was so close to just killing him. And I felt like too much talking was going on, which is why Saxe wasn't going to die. Like Tommy said, it's your time, like 50 times while in that apartment. And I was like, bro, if you're going to kill him, just do it. Like, that's enough talking. But once Saxe told, Ghost that, hey, we've got your son, we figured that aspect of it out, that, his alibi for the shooting and killing of Ray Ray, it's not going to stand.
Right.
It's not going to stand. But also, we have him going to get Kanan's ashes. We have him on video getting the ashes. Why would you want the ashes of a person who kidnapped you? Explain that.
Right.
How do you explain that? I mean, Tariq is a good liar. We've seen that over this last couple of seasons, I guess. We've seen just how good he is at it, but there's no way you talk yourself out of that.
Yeah. So here's the crazy thing about it. After all of that talk that Tamika gave Saxe, this man goes to Blanca to try to cut one more deal and try to cut it with the whole Ray Ray angle. Because you got to remember, with Blanca didn't even want to be searched by, didn't want to go into trying to find out if Saxe was dirty or whatever.
Right.
Really, she's really in this to find out who killed Angela.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all it is. But once she was able to make the connection with Ray Ray and Keisha and Tariq, where okay, Keisha gave the alibi for Ray Ray. They got Dre, because remember, deal with the devil. There's so many different deals going on in this show. Mm-hmm. It's nuts. Dre. She gives Saxe gives her Dre and says Dre is gonna be able to give you Dre is gonna be able to clear up whatever, like tie in whatever we need to tie. I got the ankle bracelet on him. She cuts a deal with Saxe, like, all right, we can find out, we can put all this together and I'll use this information, because Ray Ray was the first priority, right?
Yep.
Ray Ray was the first priority. And so once they piece together, like you said, the Eric Stark, why would Tariq go and get the ashes of somebody who kidnapped him? Mm-hmm. Keisha gave the alibi, and she's also dating Tommy. So clearly somebody is snitch. Somebody is lying for somebody. Somebody's lying for somebody. So we gotta find some way to tie it all together. So Blanca's like, all right, cool. Then Blanca goes to Dre. Dre tells her Tariq is the one that asked for his address,
which is crazy.
And Kanan was in DC at the time, because you remember Kanan was also recovering from the burns and all of that from season 2, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So he confirms that Kanan could not have killed Ray Ray when Blanca was telling him about the setup. He confirms Kanan could not kill Ray Ray. Confirms that Tariq was there, but he wants Saxe to pay for what he did to the daughter. So what does Blanca do? Cut a deal with Dre. If you want to file a complaint on Saxe, we can get Saxe out of here. We've been waiting for a while, but this will be the final nail in the coffin, and you give me what I need. So Blanca is the one that's really doing the real detective work. She's able to, she starts pressing everybody. Blanca goes into, well, even before that scene at her house, Saxe is such a fucking perv. And I knew he was a perv, but it got confirmed later on this episode.
Yeah, it did.
Or just for him. Such a perv.
Just for him. Yeah.
Sees Blanca's wife
you have a sister?
picking out the 2 words that he knows in Spanish, is like, I'd like to stay for dinner. Like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? He's such an asshole. I do enjoy his character. He's such an asshole,
he's
right?
an ass. That's my wife.
Right.
The way she talks irritates me to no end. I don't know if that's her real voice.
You want to know what's funny? That is a complaint that I've heard. My shout out to my power group chat. Yo, everybody, they said she... Shout out to my guy, Bo. He said that she talks like, you know how like the ventriloquists have the doll and they don't really open their mouth much. He was like, yo, she doesn't open her mouth when she talks. It's like, yo, so now y'all watch Watch the show.
Yes,
Watch when she talks. It's almost like she talks like this. It doesn't.
no, but she does. It's very. That's why I'm trying to figure out: is that her real voice, or is this a voice that she's using for this character? Because when every time she opens her mouth, it's like she's almost nasal, but it's like she's blocked off her throat too. That's my wife, and I'm like, why are you talking like that? What's wrong with you? I can't figure it out. I would like if somebody knows how she really talks, like direct me to that because I want to see. But
you're hilarious.
No, I'm just saying it's annoying, but I do, I love that she also sees Saxe for who he is. If out of anybody in this show, I will say Blanca is the most real detective. Like she's not doing anything illegal for the most part. She's just trying to get answers. And if she has to talk to this person or shake this person down or threaten this person, she's going to do it. What she did to Keisha was brilliant. We all knew, I have said for weeks now, if you threaten Keisha about her son, she will crumble like feta cheese, yo. Like she was, the chef in me said feta. Sorry, guys. But yeah, she's a mess. And she did exactly what I knew she was going to do. She protected her son first, which is what any mother would do. And I hate that Tommy didn't see that that's what was going to happen, but it's the truth. And I feel like Blanca's just doing it the right way. It's what Saxe should be doing, but it's like he doesn't, the white privilege in him thinks he's above doing it the right way. He can do it his own way.
And you see their methods, right? Blanca goes to Keisha, brings child services, says, you signed the paper, you agree to testify, we put you on WITSEC, you get your kid back. And Keisha was trying to ride, and as I've always said, she wasn't really about that gangster life. So the minute that they called her bluff, she was like, oh no, give me my baby back. I'm done with this shit. She signs it off. As opposed to Saxe rolling up on Tariq in school, like asking him questions about the murders and all of this. And he's
like a damn pervert.
He's like, yo, he said, maybe I should tell my parents that you doing an illegal as fuck investigation without them present. He's like, oh well, it's not really. We just talking, man. We just talking. Like he doesn't get it right. But then meanwhile, Blanca will go to Ghost, go to Truth, try to shake down Ghost for info. And then snatches his cup, gets his DNA, and they're able to confirm the blood drop was a 50% match for Ghost, which means that it was a kid. But which was the ill DNA thing, where it's like, all right, we know it wasn't him, but it confirms that at least 50%, which half his DNA is in Tariq, right? Yeah. So in that regard, now they have enough, and she's able to tell Warner, we have enough to tie him to this murder, which will in essence, when we get Keisha, unlock that, and we'll be able to get Angela's murder, and we'll finally be able to close both these cases. And even when she rolled up on Tasha and she was talking about Keisha, Blanca, in all her zeal to get this done, actually was the one who sealed Keisha's fate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate. When Ghost finally called Tasha and told her, like, listen, Keisha's scared of me. She's not going to listen to me. I need you to talk to her. Like, if it's not working, she knows, that's essentially Tariq's alibi. I actually forgot that she was the one who defended Tariq and was his alibi. I completely forgot about that. So when they brought that up, I was like, yo, like for them, and for Tasha to be on the outs with Keisha, that's pretty bold, knowing that your son's life kind of depends on her keeping her word. So that's just another layer to their relationship and how skewed it really was.
Right.
I feel like it definitely, like I said in the past, that Keisha was the ride or die friend, whereas Tasha was just using her for what she needed. And we've seen how that happened. There were many instances that, she said, I believe that you're running money through your business. And when she pulled her over, she was like, yo, like, did you know your name was on the deed? Did you know it's Tommy Egan and your name on the deed? So we're pushing in on Tommy. Is he going to leave you with the bag? You have to pay all those bills because we're going to shut your business down if we find out that you pushing money through there. And we also going to she shut her completely down. I saw the fear in her face, bro. Like she was scared. She was scared. And I knew at that moment she's either going to sing like a canary or she's going to have to run. Period.
And that's what she was trying to do. Because you think about it, she was already spooked because she had that confrontation with Tommy's mom, Kate, where she says, yo, she killed Holly. He killed Holly, and you're going to end up the same way. And Keisha wasn't trying to hear it. Like, she tried to play strong, but with everything going on, you know, and of course, they get pulled over. She tells Cash, don't say nothing. And what does he do? You're going to go tell all people, go tell Tommy to see if he does the right thing.
Yeah, but what kid wouldn't do that, though?
Right, but he did get because Tommy gave him the speech earlier, like, yo, if you get into anything with the cops and anything goes wrong, you don't say nothing, and then you tell me. And he basically was following both of his parents' rules. You know, it
was sad.
De facto stepfather, Tommy, and Keisha. And even when, and you could see, I do believe, like Tommy said, that he did change. Because if this was a couple of seasons ago, Keisha would have been out of here. But I think
when he dropped that box,
right?
When he dropped the box, I thought he was about to like completely get her.
I thought it was it.
Yeah, I thought that was it. But I think that a part of Tommy really did want to change for the better. He wanted that family. He wanted to be the father to Cash, you know, taking him to practice. I thought that was just, it was so interesting to see that side of Tommy. Part of me, I was heartbroken in this episode. And I know I shouldn't be. Tommy's done a lot. You know what I mean? He's killed a lot of people. He's done a lot of things. But when you see somebody finally trying to make that one change for a certain somebody, you want to see him happy. You want to see that happily ever after. Unfortunately for him, I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Right. And I think that was the moment where you could see that he finally realized that Keisha was the one for him.
Yeah.
Because she said, he goes, you knew about that. He knew, because he confronts her about the cops, said she didn't say nothing. She pulled over. She wasn't going to say nothing to them. Then says, then she brings up about Holly, saying she didn't want to end up like Holly. And he said, but you stayed. You still here. Because she knew about it for 24 hours and still stayed. He said, I'm not going nowhere. And that's in his mind where he was like, yo, I finally found the one. In the most fucked up way possible.
So fucked up.
I finally found the one. Because if you remember, that ain't the first time he thought about killing Keisha. When he thought Keisha might have been one talking, remember that scene in his crib? He was ready to put her out, and she said the right words, and she was good money. So for all of that, for him to have that complete reversal, to once again put his trust and faith, want to build this family, goes to buy an engagement ring,
unreal,
goes to do a team celebration, a team proposal with Cash, only to find Keisha dead. That is going to be, I think, one of the final straws that breaks the camel's back. Because we already seen this is the same man that went in to a penthouse with a fucking AK-47 Call of Duty type weapon for Joe Proctor, who wasn't hurting anybody.
Nobody.
So you can only imagine what will happen if he finds out that Tasha pulled the trigger. And let's talk about that. You know, Tasha knew. I think in Tasha's heart of heart, she knew that Keisha would not snitch. But at the same time, she didn't want to be the reason why Keisha walked out of there with Cash to run away, and something happens where Tariq gets popped by police.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, it became her son's life over anybody else's, including Keisha's. And to me, their relationship was already one way.
Yeah.
They are somewhere down the line, once she brought Keisha in unwillingly to the drug shit, she already looked at her as a utility and not a person. So that's why she became expendable. And even after that whole tussle with the gun, and then it goes off, and then Keisha is the one that's hit, and she's like, what about Cash? What about Cash?
Oh, that
please don't kill me, blah, blah, blah. And you can see Tasha in her mind, it was already made up. And she's like, yo, Keisha, my bad. Sorry. Whatever the case may be. Shot her, took those papers, and that's that.
First of all, let me just say, before I even get into it, Joseph Sikora is an amazing actor.
Yeah.
That final scene where he dropped to his knees and you can see the pain in his eyes. Actually, when he looked through the window and he noticed that she was gone, that shit broke me. And I as much as I did not like Keisha's character, I felt for Tommy in that moment. Like you could see he was broken. Like that more so than anything that has ever happened to Tommy, that broke him. So kudos to Joseph Sikora for that scene. Like I actually cried, and I don't think I've ever cried watching Power. So that definitely got me. I know, right? I'm emotional. What the fuck? But I do want to ask you a question. Sure. Why did she take the papers?
Why would she take the papers? Maybe she didn't want Tommy to find out and put two and two together. Okay. Because if Tommy sees that she was willing to talk, he may have known that she was willing to talk on him. So if you wonder who would want to kill her because she would snitch, right? It's only a short list. Right. So maybe she takes those papers. I saw some people saying that it might have been because of her fingerprints on it, where she had touched the paper and then left.
But Tommy gonna go get fingerprints?
Yeah. At that point, who knows? At that point, who knows?
Now that you're saying that, maybe it had in the agreement that she had to talk about her being the alibi for Tariq. So maybe that was in the paperwork. I didn't think about that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like that's all I could think of.
I was like, you didn't want Tommy to know she was about to snitch. Like, even though she was about to go on the run, you can't have that liability out there. You know what I mean? Eventually they will find you. And that's what Tasha said. They will find you. Like, you're going to get found. You can only run for so long. Like, the whole scene was sad. I just, I'm not the biggest fan of Lala as an actress, but you just never the way that they did that, the way that they wrote that was very well done. Right. That whole thing was well done. And I feel for Cash because it's like, dang, he has nobody now.
Yeah. Because you see, he even said, like, am I going to go to jail like Dad? Am I going to go to prison like Dad? Because
that was sad.
That was sad. There's a lot. It's a lot going on. We're still going to get Tariq in this drug game because you saw with Radner, they figured out a way once he realized that Radner was really trying to get this paper because he needs it, because apparently his parents were in a Ponzi scheme or something like that, and his mother's in jail and the bills are behind. So now they're doing some anonymous drug selling shit with him, which was super smart. Like, I didn't think about that. Like I said, he's making he's making better decisions than he would have. Like, he would have definitely had the weight on him when he got checked. He would have definitely just offered him in, as opposed to vetting him first. And this is what the type of temperament and awareness that Tasha is teaching him. So to see that grow, if he's gonna be allowed for that to grow, who knows? And then you got Tasha's mom, who sees her in the drug shit and like, yo, y'all need Jesus. You bringing your son into it, and well, which of course is the like default for any black mama. You need Jesus.
Y'all need Jesus. You're right.
And it's that classic struggle with I wanna see my son live versus let him go out there and do whatever he's gonna do anyway and stop him. Like we can't stop him now. So which is a unique thing to say, but I do get her perspective on it.
She was like, I know what kind of money come through here, and that ain't it. Right. That mom was fed up.
So let's see. Couple of things that I had before we get into the see if the users have the listeners have any questions. Tommy still doesn't know that Black Grimace is dead.
Yo, how did we go a whole episode without that not being addressed? That's the one thing. I'm glad you brought that up because I'm like, yo, that was a pivotal point of the episode and Dre getting loose. Now we've pretty much gone a solid week now.
Right.
Because if you think about all the days that passed in between this episode, so no one's gone to check to see if Dre is still there, alive, right. Not nobody.
Right. Because Two-Bit, I forgot what Two-Bit and Spank had to do. They were running their own thing, and then maybe they found out and they don't know. I don't know, but he still doesn't know. Apparently, doesn't know about BG and Dre still running around. Don't know where the investigation is gonna go now. Now that Keisha's dead, once again they lose another witness, and they fired Saxe and Warner. It's funny, the fact that Saxe. They were torturing Saxe to the point where they found all the information. And I know you said earlier that they were taking kind of long before they killed him. But I feel like they have fun with these kills a lot, and they always have some type of banter. The fact that Ghost used his "you owe me" to keep Saxe alive, and Saxe ain't even working for them anymore. How is that going to work? Is he going to lie to them as if he's still on the force? Is he going to become a liability? And so his whole credibility is shot, which is something that they wanted to do anyway, because even Warner said, if everything that you're saying is true, there's no way they would let you stay alive.
Which is true.
It's
true. And I do love, it was kind of good to see, Tommy and Ghost back together again. And I love when he looked at Ghost and he said, he killed he killed Angela. You just gonna let him get away with that? And Ghost was like, I ain't see shit.
Right.
And they look at each other like, my nigga. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, we're finally back to a somewhat decent place.
Right.
But we know that can't last
honor
too
amongst thieves.
Yeah.
Thieves. That's all it is.
It was good to see them working together in that aspect. But, Saxe found a way to talk himself into living. Anytime you bring up somebody's kid, you better be ready to, finish what you got to say. So
which is impressive, since he was like beaten off when they ran up on him, that he had the energy to even talk.
Bruh, I'm like, did you get that excited after you saw Blanca and and her wife? You know what I mean?
He was like, yeah, I'm about to make this work. Word up.
So I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that scene was interesting.
That man was about to go out super sad. He's lucky that Ghost saved him, because I'm like, yeah, that would have been the worst way to go out.
Bruh.
So there's no Power next week.
What?
Power's in 2 weeks, and so not the week after. So episode 9 will air in 2 weeks, I guess on the 26th.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Right. So no Power next week. Power's gonna air the following week.
That's bullshit.
And that's the episode before the mid-season finale, which is episode 10. So I was thinking
they gave us this good ass episode, and then they pieced out on us for 2 weeks.
Right. Exactly. So I was thinking about it, right? And I'm looking at Power, and then when you look at how it's listed in IMDb, it's listed as Power with a Roman numeral 1. So
they're changing the name.
Power Book 2 is supposed to be the sequel that spins off. So I'm thinking about it. They call episode 10 the mid-season finale. So if that was mid-season, then to me, you'd get 20 episodes. So maybe what's happening is the final 5 episodes will be the final 5 episodes of Power, and then they're going to air 5 episodes of whatever this spinoff is.
Because he did say 48 hours, didn't he?
Right. 48 hours after the events of Power, they're rolling right into book 2. So, and to that point, right? I'm looking on IMDb. The next episode is called Scorched Earth. So yeah, y'all do with that what you will.
Somebody's dying.
It says it airs.
What is this, Lucifer? Scorched Earth, the devil? We do a lot of devils here. Okay.
Well, Scorched Earth is just a term to refer to when you destroy everything.
Okay, Jeff. Okay, you always got to come here with some Webster's dictionary definition of the girl. I didn't know.
Anybody who's played any type of war video game could have told you what Scorched
Okay, don't
Earth
try to
is.
Clown me on this here podcast. Okay, because now I know my brother and sister are gonna laugh because they know I don't play video games like that. So they're gonna be like, you got your clown.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
It's basically you if you're in a war, right, and you do Scorch Earth, you're destroying everything that could be useful to the enemy when you're pouncing. But it's basically total destruction of useful shit. So maybe that'll refer to this investigation or evidence. Who knows?
Well, after what happened to Keisha, that's pretty much a done deal there.
And then how does Tommy get out of that?
I'm trying to figure out, what do you do? Do you leave her body for it to be discovered by, the cops? Do you get rid of the body so that they think that she ran? What is he gonna do with that body?
Right. We have no clue whatsoever.
Oh, because she killed her with her own gun too, didn't she?
Right, but that's a gun that's off the books.
Exactly. So if he gives that body to the cops and they get that bullet, oh, that could be an issue as well. Because that's the reason why he kind of wanted to get rid of the body in the shop, because he was like, okay, so when they come asking questions, where did you get the gun from? You know what I mean? So that could be an issue if he allows that body to go to the cops.
Right.
I don't know. It's going to be a mess.
Yeah. It's crazy because I did hear that it was supposed to air, that this next episode is supposed to air. I'm looking on their website now. I don't see it. It says 607, 608.
I'm just wondering if Cash is still sitting in the car.
You're a mess. What's wrong with you?
Bruh, like that's so sad. Like that's the worst part of it all. It's like Cash don't. What Tommy gonna do raising Cash? What he gonna do?
Hey, he ain't gonna be no Teresi, I'll tell you that much. Yeah. So I just confirmed. I was just looking at Star's website because IMDb isn't always up to date.
It's not,
but yeah. I think they announced it on Power Confidential or on the
That's that Terrence Shea stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think they announced it there, or they announced it. I'm
always too tired to watch. I'm always too tired.
Maybe I saw the promo afterwards, and it didn't say in 2 weeks. But I think they announced it on Power Confidential. But yeah, that my friends is that. Let's see.
Based on that picture I sent you this week, I sent you I don't know if you posted it on the Twitter.
Oh yeah, no, I posted it on my IG and on the Twitter. Yeah, they loved it. The Tariq.
Based on that, we're right in line. That it had the little emoji with the crossing your fingers for Keisha's death. So hey, we right here, guys. Number 8 is on time.
Yo, listen. You know what was hilarious about that? That mad people were like, so I saw a couple people like, yo, how you put Lakeisha? Y'all be seeing the episodes beforehand. Like, that's a spoiler. And I was like, no, he crossing his fingers as in they're hoping. And then it happened this week. Somebody, shout out to my dude, damn, why am I done? Eddie. So shout out to my dude Eddie. He commented after the episode like, so I started crying. Let's see. All right, let's get to these listener questions and
let's do it.
We get the damn, people had a lot to say on the Twitter.
Well, it was a big episode. I don't expect anything less.
All right, let's go to King Miles 22, Chris Thomas. I always said white privilege is protecting Tommy and Saxe, but I have no idea what protecting Dre. He's doing some grimy shit every episode. Yo, he's the sneakiest character out
How
there.
He's still alive?
I don't know. Some people are just resourceful. Like the fact that he didn't get killed by Mittich, he didn't get killed by Two-Bit and Spank, he still ain't get killed by Tommy. Ghost wanted to kill him. Everybody's wanted to kill him this season. He's been able to.
He's either going to live and skate away from all, be the biggest, baddest Tistro, or he's going to die a horrible death. Did you see what Rotimi, the actor who plays Dre, posted on his Instagram today?
Not what
it was the picture of his face, but he had the Tekashi hair on.
Oh, nah.
Somebody photoshopped his face instead of Tekashi, and it was pretty damn funny. He was like, "Who did this to me? Like who?"
Yo, nah, this is hilarious. Yeah, I need
Black
that
Twitter
shit. I need that, yo.
I'm
definitely gonna go on his Instagram and snatch that. Shout out to Rotimi though. What's up, Shalane P. Shapachi? Was wild. Not sorry Keisha is out, but didn't want her out that manner. Shaking my head, but was insane. I mean, y'all, I love how everybody wants somebody dead until they die, and they like, but not like that though.
I like that. I know. I thought that, when I thought that she was going to die originally, I thought it was going to be, Tommy who took her out because she was going to snitch. I honestly, the last person I thought was going to do it was going to be Tasha. I just did not see that happening. But the moment Ghost was like, you need to talk to her, she doesn't, she's scared of me. I was like, oh, this is not going to end well. Like, there's no way, because it involves her child. And when both of their children, essentially, while Cash is not directly involved, Keisha's going to do whatever it takes to protect her child. So It was just interesting. It was sad, though. It was so sad.
Sure. Shout out to Priscilla Williams on AJP3 Priscilla on Twitter says, as Tasha bodied Lakeisha, she left a little present. Oh no, a hoop earring to be continued. Did you see that?
I saw a lot of people saying that, so it had to have happened. I myself did not see it, but everyone was talking about it. Like, yo, she left her earring. She left her earring.
Well, I'll take y'all word for it, because I know in that I figured in that tussle she must have like left something. So maybe that's going to be the way that Tommy's tipped off that it is her. Who knows? P.S. I'm a diehard Power fan from the beginning. I would love to win some Power swag. Keep up the great work. Love your show, from the #1 Power fan. Priscilla, so would I. I don't know. I see a couple of people in there talking about y'all doing giveaways. I'd love to. Shout out, why don't y'all hit the Power Stars account and the Stars account and tell them that you would like them to send us stuff to give away to you fans. And I would love to do it.
Okay, so I'm looking, just to clarify, her earring is no longer on her ear, so everyone is speculating that she lost it in the tussle.
Oh, because she came in with two earrings.
She came in with two. She left with one. Yeah. And if you remember in seasons past, her jewelry was a big deal.
Right.
Remember, she accused someone. Who was it? She accused Holly.
Holly stole her earrings.
I'm telling you, if Tommy is going to know those are her earrings.
Yeah, exactly. Everett, shout out to Everett. Time for Power, the movie. Let's everybody relax. Shang J, my thoughts. Tommy's mother was right about Lakeisha. She said she would put her son first. Yeah. Kate might be a cokehead, but she do be having facts though.
Yeah, Kate was right.
Kate was right. Kate has called it. Low-key, Kate has called it.
Well, she's a parent. Any parent knows they're always going to, if you're a good parent, let me just be very clear here, you're always going to put your child, first, most times even before yourself.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we knew with the kind of parent that she is, she's always been talking about Cash, how she wants a better life for Cash. You had to know she was always going to do whatever it took to make sure Cash walked out of here clean.
Right. Sakura 1120 says, did anybody else notice Tasha touched the doorknob barehanded on the way out? She touched everything barehanded.
Touched everything.
So if they get the dusting and she's in the system, it's gonna be slow for her.
But that's if Tommy lets the police know that she's dead. Because at the end of the day, if he hides her body, they have no reason to go in there and dust a goddamn thing.
Right. But who knows? At this point, I don't put anything above Powers NYPD.
That's true.
NYC, the infamous. So Dre is snitching on Tariq after giving him a brick. Also, does Tommy still not know about Dre killing BG? Or did I miss that crazy episode? Yeah, we just spoke about that. Yeah. He doesn't know. At this point, we don't know if he knows, but I'm speculating that he doesn't because we haven't seen it on
he would say something about BG. Like, that was his dude. So I assume we're going to find out.
Right.
We're going to find out.
Jbo321612. Ghost's first kill this season will be Tate.
You said that. Yeah. You pretty much have called that.
Right. I think at this point, they've pushed each other to the limit, and I don't know if Tate gets out of this alive. I'm telling you, it's going to be bloody. That episode 10 might be something crazy.
I can't wait, bro. If at this point we've had 2 episodes with nonstop action, like I was glued this week. I wasn't doing stuff on the side like I've been doing, which is how I miss Proctor putting the mail in the mailbox. So yeah, if this is the path that we're going on, like I'm ready.
Shout out to Aisha K. Faines. Can't wait to hear this episode of Power After Hours. So much to unpack. As much as I hated to see Lakeisha die, it was so poetic. Tasha brought her into the world and took her out. And she
Shit.
died in her dream home just as soon as she got everything she wanted. Sigh.
Man, not even. I mean, and she was about to get even more. He was about to propose, and what I love that he did is he included cash. That would have meant the world to her. Like
Yeah.
seriously, that would have meant so much. And at first, I really thought Tommy was going to kill her when he was talking to Cash because he was like, she's going to be thinking about so much more. And I'm like, yo, he's going to end her life tonight. And then they walked into the jewelry store, and I was like, oh, okay, he's going to propose. But I'm sad for Tommy. He doesn't deserve our sadness because he ain't shit. But it was good acting enough to make you feel so bad for him.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. Let's see. Miss J _ 340. Another one bites the dust because of Tariq. They're gonna have to upside. Whoever made that graphic, please. I think it was Miss Big B. That's why I saw the watermark MISS Big B. If y'all listening to this, at him or her, and tell them to update the graphic, please, with like a prayer emoji or something like that. Like update the graphic because we might have to expand this hit list, which is
Tariq is getting everybody killed, bruh. It's all him. I mean, this is crazy to me. It's crazy.
What else? Tapatio Tara. That private sector money got Tamika out of the 227 wig she was rocking.
Yes! Listen, I knew I wasn't the only one. She walked in there with a Jesus Walks white suit on. She was clean.
Oh, she was Olivia Pope in it.
She really was. I don't know if that's I wonder, now that you say that, I wonder if that's kind of the angle they took with her. Because it really was Olivia Pope-esque.
Right.
But it was beautifully done. I don't know if she's filming another show and she... But she looked amazing.
Hashtag it's handled.
Yeah,
Blanca's the new Saxe doing things she has no business doing. I think she's a little bit more calculated than that.
Way more calculated and a lot smarter as well. She moves in silence, but you feel her impact,
right,
so to speak.
It's a fact. Maybe if Tommy and Ghost didn't kill all their legal counsel, Keisha wouldn't have had an attorney to call. She got you're not wrong.
You're not
Tara,
wrong.
you are not wrong. This is why you need good lawyers and you don't need to be killing them. You know,
don't kill
Terry Silver would have helped.
Proctor.
Maybe Proctor would have helped. I feel you.
Silver.
100%. Thank you for the messages as always. J Brown 1012. Could Tommy go to jail for Keisha's death? Cash could tell the police that Tommy killed his mother because once he told him to stay in the car. Yeah, but at the same time, I think the way he reacted and the way he went in, I don't think he's going to think that Tommy did that. Tommy didn't have no heat, and Tommy's going to stay in the house. Tommy's going to do all of that. Technically, he could because it's his house. He's going to be the prime suspect, especially if they feel like he found out about the deal. Yeah, he's the prime suspect one way or another.
But Tommy's not ever killed anybody quietly, okay? Like, at this point, he shot up the damn penthouse with the biggest gun he could find, all right? So Cash would have had to hear something. And I'm sure they're going to ask him, did you hear any type of pop, a noise, anything? You know what I mean? I just don't feel like that. I don't feel like Cash would do that. I think he's going to realize Tommy is all he has left, and we're going to see a different Cash emerge.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see.
Poor Cash.
So Saber Jai Power. Well, Tommy, pain is a two-way street. Since you like canceling Christmas, life in the bricks is shitty, raw, and dirty. It's cold, but I don't feel sorry for him. Get a mop, open a Etsy shop, and decide what to tell your new son.
Damn, y'all are heartless.
Damn, y'all hate that, man.
I don't. I will say, I appreciate whoever wrote this episode. Was it the line that they gave Keisha for her son in the car when she said, "You're a black boy. The rules are different for you." I thought that was really poignant to point out in this episode because it's so very true in today's climate. And I was glad they addressed that because it was spot on.
Yeah, that was real good. Very, very smart and all of that. Let's see what else do I got from y'all. Do I have anything more? Let's see. Oh shit. Okay. Shout out to the email. Email popped out. I told you, people had a lot to say. People had a whole lot to say this episode. All right. Question from Jermaine Brown. I have a question, maybe even a theory. Mm-hmm. Could Tommy go to jail? Jermaine, why are you doubling up for? This is the same one that I got. Like, it's the exact thing. It's the exact thing. Jermaine, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thanks for the pod. Keep up the amazing work. But yo, I feel him. He's like, yo, my question's gonna get read one way or another. That, my friends, is dedication to Power After Hours.
He said, y'all gonna read my shit on air. Get it together.
Are you mad, bruv?
I ain't mad, Jermaine. I ain't mad.
Shout out to Melanie Mack, because Chrissy loves the big emails.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit is right. Hi, Jeff and Chrissy. First, let me say I love the podcast. Power's like having a good steak dinner. Power Confidential is like the hot bread and butter. Power After Hours is the good glass of wine that tops off the dinner. Well, in my case, Kool-Aid. LOL.
Okay.
The podcast gives the show an extra level interest. Thank you so much.
Oh, I like that. Thank you.
So let me break this down.
Intro?
That was the intro. That was the intro. Shit. All right. So let me break this down. Dre popping up on Saxe is mad hilarious. Seeing Saxe actually be scared twice in this episode instead of his usual anger and sarcasm is mad funny. Yeah. Yes, for Tamika in the wig. She looked good with a teacher.
Yeah! See at the end, sis. Yes.
Saxe is definitely going to die soon. Showing up to Tariq's school, popping up on Keisha, messing around with Dre, and now fired, so there's no protection. Not looking good, homie.
Yeah.
The school teacher's trying to muscle Tariq into getting his drugs and then basically being pimped into being a premier is actually sort of genius. Mm-hmm. Ghost playing Tate into screwing himself out the race. Leaves me to wonder if Ramona was in on it. I was wondering the same thing.
The same thing, yeah.
They had the meeting the night before at his place and then celebrated at Truth. Did that narrative go over my head, or was it slightly implied? I think it's slightly implied, but I think it was Ramona was celebrating him just being a bigger part of the campaign.
Yeah.
And he had other intentions. But yeah, I that's something to monitor. Kate was right per usual, but thank goodness it wasn't Tommy who did it this time. I'm still having a hard time forgiving him for Proctor. Word. Let me just say I have never liked Tasha's mom. The woman never has any encouraging words for her daughter. No wonder Tasha sucks at motherhood. She belittles her when she wanted to run off with Sean and Silver, although she was right, but still. She threw it in her face that she had no legal claim over his illegal money, and then seasons later blamed her for leaving him and his money.
She did.
And now she wants to shade her for getting herself and Tariq in the drug game. Damn if she do, damn if she don't.
That's so true. Yo, this is a good letter.
Yeah. Lastly, I've come to realize that false deaths are the poetic justice of this show. Every time someone knows that a witness is involved, the wrong person gets killed. The feds had a female witness, and Proctor told Ghost it was Angela, and she got killed. Ghost tells Tasha they have a witness and assumes it's Keisha when actually it's Dre, and Keisha suffers the consequences. 2 seasons ago, after Raina died, Ghost goes out killing the drunk with the black boy, and Tasha gives him hell about it. But somehow, killing Keisha was perfectly fine. LOL. Terrible fun. Also, Tommy shedding a tear. I felt that.
I felt that shit too. Yo, I want to be this person's friend.
Melanie Mack. I hope I pronounced it right. Either one of those two ways. Thank you. That was a tour de force.
Yo, that was a
what
good
went
letter.
on this episode, and all I can say is facts.
Melanie,
you was dropping it
on Twitter, man. I think we need to be friends. That was so eloquently stated. That was so good.
Listen, it's true. Like, them witnesses. Yo, if somebody says you did something in Power, you dead, bro. Yeah, you dead at the end of the day.
It's like Olivia Benson on Law and Order when she says she's going to protect someone, they always fucking die. Like, every time. If you watch Law and Order, look at all the episodes Olivia has told the witness, you're safe. Your secret's safe with me. Them niggas end up dead every single time.
Word. It is. You truly, truly hate to see it. You got anything else before we sign off?
Sound like Donnie Simpson. Nah, man, I'm good.
Yo, y'all are off the hook, man. I loved all of the questions that you sent. As always, powerafterhourspod@gmail.com or at powerafterhours on Twitter if you want to send any questions, comments, or anything you want read on the air in regards to the show. But remember, when you watch it, send in your questions. You don't have to wait for our tweets or anything like that. You can email us or just at Power After Hours in any commentary that you have, and we'll get it on. You see, we read everything that we send because we love y'all. Thank you so much.
Multiple times for some people.
Right, yes. Jermaine Brown.
Jermaine.
The fuck. Nah, but
man.
that's the yo.
That's
My joint's getting red. Fuck what you heard. But yeah, salute to you. Salute to all the listeners. Salute to anybody who's ever listened to the show. We appreciate you. We love you. You ain't gonna hear our beautiful voices for a couple of weeks, but we'll be back when this damn show want to be back and stretch everything out, acting like we don't got plans. You know what I'm saying? But that's that on that. Until next time, check you later.
Peace.
I want you to sing it with me. They say this is a big rich town. Yeah. I just come from the poorest part. White light, city light, I gotta make it. This is where it goes. Yeah. I just have to know. Wait a minute. They say this is a big rich. Say what? I just come from bright light, city light. This is where it goes down. Yeah. I just have to know. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it. Southside.